Okay. Okay. So we have Agniprava Mukherjee, who is NFA student and has just got recommended. Agniprava will share his SSB experience with us. Please tell us from where did you get recommended and in which attempt?
Okay, so I just got recommended from 34 SSB Allahabad, also known as Zojila board, and in my second attempt.
In your second attempt. Okay. So did you take any coachings before joining No Frills Academy?
No.
Okay. And when did you join the academy? Like, the reason for joining No Frills Academy?
Right. So the one of the first things is that there are a lot of things everybody they know about SSB, right?
Yeah.
So everybody asks everybody, everybody knows about SSB, but you have to hear it from the horse's mouth, and you have to understand, like Nehru sir, people like Nehru sir, the people who have been there, so they explain better. So things that are unclear on our side, they get clarified when you have people like Nehru sir, who's been very kind and very patient with me, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. So, can please take us through your journey, how you started with SSB, any challenges you faced?
Right. So challenges there were many. The journey, it was also good. My actual journey, which was mental, it started after my class 10th only. I thought this is the place I should go for, and mentally I had started thinking about SSB. So it all did not materialize. I had thought I would go for my SSB after class 12th, NDA, but I could not make it through the NDA written exam. Okay, so that is the time when I contacted Nehru sir. And can you hear me all loud and clear?
Yeah, 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 totally.
All right. So that is the time I contacted Nehru sir, and he had been briefly after my briefly we were in touch for a few months after during my ND attempt, but I still could not clear. So I did not go to SSB at that time after class 12. So after I went off to college in my final year, I contacted Nehru sir again. Then in the meanwhile, there were a lot of things that were going on. I had joined the Merchant Navy, and while Merchant Navy, as you know, it's a job, you have to travel a lot, right? So
Yeah.
the challenge that I faced, the biggest challenge that I faced, it was that uh, how should I put it? I had a job. I was supposed to join from Tokyo in February, and
Okay.
I knew that if I go for that, I would never be able to come back and give CDS or SSB or anything.
Yeah.
So it was a conscious call. Okay, I do not want to
Hmm.
look back over my shoulders for the rest of my life, that I want to see somebody in uniform. That I want to live
Hmm.
it. So
Yeah.
it takes a lot of I would say struggle on your
Hmm.
side, and everybody has been supportive. My family, you know, people like Nehru sir. So uh, and during this all this while, you have to please understand that understanding the SSB process, people try to understand the SSB process just like Nehru sir said. It is of no use. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand
True.
yourself, how I react, how I do the things I do, why I do them, right? You have to observe yourself on a daily, regular basis.
Hmm.
Maybe I could have, you observe yourself, you do something wrong, you think, maybe I could have done this better, right? So that is where you learn. That is where you learn, right?
Okay.
Even I see it as uh, everything that you do, it is a decision. You are every moment, every step of your life, you're making a decision whether to do this or to do that, right? So all it takes is to think what is the goal, what is the larger goal, all right, and
Okay.
you have to
You have to
you know
bear
to
the consequences, whatever
right,
decision you take. Yeah.
whatever it takes,
Yeah.
all
I
right.
see.
So
Okay. So, any highlights from the 5-day SSB process, uh, which
from
you
my
you would,
SSB experience,
yeah.
all right. So certain things, the moment I had entered the interview room, he said
Hmm.
ki the interviewer said, you know are you stupid enough to leave your job and come and go for something that you're not even sure about. You could not get through your NDA. You tried so much. You say it's your childhood dream, but still you could not get through a simple written exam. So many candidates clear. So that was the beginning of my interview. So
Oh.
I told him, that is the first question that he asked me when I stepped in. It was the president of the board, 34 SSB Allahabad, right? So, of course, I was, for a second, I was taken aback, and then I told him I was mentally prepared for this question. I told him, you have to take a call, either take a call or regret later. So I know the amount of hard work that I have put in, the things that I have done to come here and to get to this interview room only. I know what I have been through. So all I have to do is just do well here, and I have faith that I will. So all right.
Okay.
So
okay.
Another, yeah.
Please go. Please go ahead.
Another thing that I would like to tell you, it is that the people who would be watching this and thinking that there are golden rules, somebody is giving out golden rules for clearing SSB. The one of the golden rules is that know yourself. That's all. Know yourself and know what is the requirement of the armed forces. The armed forces requires a lot of things. One of the first things is to know the men, know your men. Being an officer, you have to know your men, to know people around you. All right, interact with them on a daily basis. How they behave, how they do. You have to know them, and that is a process in which you know yourself as well. It helps very much. It helps very much in SSB, and it helps in life also. And another thing that I would say, it is that the armed forces, it is one of the best jobs in the institutions in the world. So nobody, if he goes to the SSB thinking ki it might just ho jayega, that mentality or mindset is not in line with the job that you're about to enter. So be worthy of, make yourself worthy of at least going there and reporting to the selection center. That's what I feel.
That's what you feel. Okay, so if I ask you the reasons you would like to give, which got you success, and reasons which you felt were preventing earlier, like you said, it was your second attempt. So anything?
See, I got screened out, right?
Okay.
My first attempt was a screen out attempt, right?
Okay.
So, see, the lesson, I would say the lesson that I learned from my screen out attempt is that things at SSB happens very fast. Group dynamics. Every step, every moment, somebody saying something, you have to always think on your feet. All right. You have to always think on your feet. Okay, if this guy is saying this, how do I get him to, make him think this way? Or what do I say? That these are also things that matter. These are things when you observe yourself and others around you. Right.
Right.
So
like
that is
that there's a group discussion going on. Somebody is giving an illogical reason, and you have something logical, but there's a way that you put it there.
Right. So one of the things that I have seen people, it is that react.
Yeah.
People react. Is it be it positive, be it negative? It's an overwhelming response. Somebody says something illogical, and the guy would be, oh, this is very wrong. This is very wrong. No, you tell him wrong. That is not going to get your job done. Your job is to think what is the best for the group. So what is best for the group is if that person understands what is logical and what is not. So you have to explain to him politely to put him
that's
into.
what I said, that even if you know that he's giving totally an illogical reason for things, so you have to politely tell him that. You cannot shout out at him in
And
spite of that. Yeah.
people, one thing that I've learned for certain is that people definitely listen to reason. If you can reason out with them and you can give them the logic that adheres to their understanding, you're getting the job done actually.
Yeah.
That is all you need to do. Right.
Correct. Absolutely. Okay, so what are your views on practicing psychology tests and on tips given on various websites about TAT, WAT, SRT? Are they of any use? The tips that they give on various websites, I'm sure you must have come across them.
Websites, I had the only thing I used SSB crack for was to download sample, sample SRT sets and sample pictures. See, one thing that I believe is never go to battle unprepared, right? Okay.
Absolutely.
Practicing is fine as long as it is your own practice and it is your own thought process. But do not, try and, कि यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है तो वो better है. Use your own logic and see whether this is actually better or not. All right. Practice is, you have to. One of the things that I did before, I first understood these steps, every step. इसके बाद ये होता है, इसके बाद ये होता है, इसके बाद ये होता है. इसमें मेरे को be thorough with the process. So in this regard, I would say practice is necessary. You cannot go over there unpracticed or unprepared and over there think कि had I prepared or had I practiced, it would have been better. But practice should be your own, not somebody else's. That's all. That's all I would say.
Correct. Okay, so any message for the aspirants you would like to give?
Message for the aspirants, right? Okay. See, one of the things that I would like to tell you to the people who have been, I have seen a lot of very good people, people who I really liked during those 5 days, but he still could not make it through. He was thinking what went wrong, what might have gone wrong. I'm not an assessor. He's not an assessor. So please don't try to, think that I am an assessor and मैं ये वो कर रहा हूँ. So do not do that. And the second thing is that, see, you must have heard the saying, the dawn is darkest before the light.
Yeah.
Right. So failure is a lesson in itself. You learn from it. If you disregard it as, कि चलो ठीक है अगली बार हो जाएगा. That is not the way. That is not how the armed forces work. That is not the ethos of the service that you are supposed to join.
There's still some scope for improvement.
Yeah, there is always scope for improvement. Yeah. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So, any particular thing that you would like me to answer for?
I was just asking you that any message for the aspirants, anything you would like to highlight, you should do this way, things this way, which actually made a change for you, which worked for you.
Okay. Do this way, think this way. This is a very good thing that you have said. See, one thing that I had mentioned previously is to observe yourself, how I react and the way I do it. Why? Okay. And you learn. The second thing is to think this way. See, if you are going to the selection board and you're dedicated about it, you will have known what is the armed forces. थोड़ा बहुत तो पढ़ा होगा कभी कहीं पे. You understand the armed force, the ideology, the armed forces. Try to inculcate them in yourself. Right. That is what is being checked, that this person will be a right fit for the service or not. That's all. Right. So either if you don't have it in you, build it. If you have it in you, show it.
Yeah, true. All right. Thank you so much, Agniprava. All the very best for your future. Thank you so much for taking out time with us. All right.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Same to you.
Yeah.